What's up, guys? Welcome back to Redline Racing Garage. On today's episode, we're going to be doing some work on the SI once again. So as you know from the previous video, we got the injectors in. We also did the oil change, the transmission oil change. Got it all ready for the dyno. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing a DC strut tower bar. So I got it right over here. So this is a DC Sports strut tower bar. So we're going to be doing a install on that today for the SI. So pretty much the reason that I'm putting a strut bar on the SI is because we did do a fender exit, and we did go and cut the whole section where the windshield wiper assembly sits. So let me show you guys. If you guys don't already know or are new to the channel, this is pretty much what we had to do to make the fender exit run the way it is. So we did have to go and cut this whole piece that where the windshield wiper assembly sits. So because we did go and take out a lot of the structure and the strength of the tower bar pretty much, so I think it makes perfect sense to run a strut bar just so we can get that strength back into the chassis. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's get right into it. Alright, so what I did do is I kind of put it against here to kind of test fit it and see if I can just get these nuts off of the coilovers and then just put it over, but it doesn't seem to want to kind of sit because, as you guys know, there's barely any space under here. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have to kind of drop the coilover kind of down and then place it over and then bring the coilover back up and then put the nuts on top. So what I did was I did jack up the car. I'm gonna take the wheel off and then I will loosen these nuts from the coilover, and then we'll bring the coilover down and then we'll try to test fit it that way. All right, so I did go and take the 14 millimeter nuts off the coilovers from the top, and then I'm right here just kind of test fitting it. So it does look like it will align, so that's good. Another reason that I have to kind of do it this way is some strut bars, they come with like you can remove the metal bar, like the middle bar, and then screw it back on like with like a bolt and a nut, so you can actually install the mount plates and then just install the bar, which would have made it so much easier, but I guess not. So this is what we got to do. So yeah, I did go and just kind of put a jack with a piece of wood just under the wheel so it doesn't completely drop. It wouldn't because all the other suspension components are holding it, but this is just a safety precaution that I decided to do. And then also, once we want to lift the coilover back up top, you're gonna need a jack anyways to jack the wheel up so they can come back up, and then you can put the 14 millimeter bolts back up. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing for the other side. Gonna jack up the left side and then do the exact same thing, and then once we do that, we can probably go and install the strut bar. Alright, so same kind of situation. Put a jack stand on this side, have my jack over here with a piece of wood just to hold the wheel, and then we're gonna go ahead and take these off. All right, that'll do it. And then what you gotta do is you gotta bring your jack down just a bit, just so you can clear. There we go. Just so you can clear your coilover, and then you can put the strut mount right there. So that's what we're gonna do next. All right, so I went and kind of test fitted it, so that's good right here, and then good right there. But holy, that's a tight fit, guys. Look at that. That's touching right there. well, when I probably torque it down, it might not. It's really weird. It's touching on this side and it's not touching on this side. But once we bring the car down, and then maybe it should be able to level itself out, so we'll see. So let me go and bring the coilovers back up. This side, also this side, and then I can go ahead and put the 14mm nut on top and we should be good to go. Alright, so to bring it back up, you align it, make sure it's all aligned, and then you have your jack here, and then you start pretty much just jacking it up, and then you can see the coil come up. So you slowly jack it up and then make sure everything is good. You keep going all the way right there. So that's good. So now I can go and put the 14mm nuts back on. I won't torque them down all the way, just so it kind of holds the bar in place, and then we can go ahead and do the other one. All right, got the nuts on, not torquing them down, just to hold it in place, and then let's do the other side. All right, so same thing, you line it up. Once it's lined up, you slowly start to bring it up all the way. Yeah, there we go. All right, I think that should do it. All right, so got the nuts back on. Now we should be good. Now with the jack still putting a pressure on the wheel, both sides, now you want to go and slowly start torquing them down. So we're going to do a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side, and then come back. So you kind of get the balance for both. So don't really torque down one side and then go to the next side. It might won't be even. So my method is do a little bit on this side, let it sit, do the other side, and then come back and then do the same process vice versa. So that's what we're gonna do. So a little bit, and so now we'll torque down this side a little bit. Not all the way, so now I'm gonna go back and fully torque down the other side. All right, so now we're gonna torque down this side completely. And now we're going to do the other side. All right, that's all good to go. And I'm still going to use a wrench and torque them down as much as I can, just to hold it in place, and then we'll be all done. Alright, so over here I have my 14mm wrench slash ratchet, and we're gonna go and torque them down all the way. Just to be sure. That's good. Now we'll do the other side. All right, now we'll do this side. All right, that should do it for torquing everything down. All right, guys, so what I did was I did go and remove the strut bar again because, like I said, I had some clearance issues and I wasn't comfortable with that. I don't want anything hitting the body or the frame or whatever the case may be. So I did go and remove it. So let me show you guys. I removed it and I did go and kind of just bring these little things that I had issues with to kind of flatten them out. So I used a little bit of some pliers, a little bit of the hammer. If you do it, careful, the windshield is right there. But yeah, so I kind of flattened that all out on both sides, just so we can get some clearance going. And then once I test fit it, you can see, let me see, yeah, you can practically see that we're all good to go. There's a clearance on both sides. The right side has more clearance than the left. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. So yeah, now I'm more comfortable with running it this way. Some of you guys won't want to do that to the body of your car, but as you can tell, this is a different kind of car. We're going full race mode, and we already did cut everything for the fender exit. If you're new to the channel, go check out some previous videos on how we got that installed. But yeah, that's pretty much how I'm gonna be running it. I am comfortable now with the way that it is sitting. It's not touching anywhere. We have more clearance. So what I'm gonna do now is pretty much the same process. I gotta bring the wheel up with the jack, put the nuts on top, this side, the other side, same thing, torque it down, and then we're good to go. All right guys, all done. Got all the nuts torqued down on both sides. Got the jacks off, car's on the ground, and that's about it. It wasn't really about the looks with me. As you can tell, we're going full race car mode, so this was a very important piece that I needed to install on this car. So finally we got that in, and we're good to go. I am really glad that I did go and install this strut bar on the car. It was a must. I wouldn't even think about going on the drag strip without it, because we did do a lot of modifications to get the fender exit installed. So we did cut a lot out, so this just makes me feel really good. We did bring a lot of the strength back into the chassis, so I'm really glad that I got that done. And we have good news. Today they did announce that we are allowed for test and tune at Toronto Motorsport Park, so I'm really excited. We are going to be tuning this thing on Saturday, so everything is up and going. Hopefully we're going to hit the drag strip very soon. I'm really excited. All this time and all this money spent and trying to figure everything out was a hassle, but I think hopefully in the end it will be worth it once I can get this car on the drag strip and just get that feeling of accomplishment and excitement that I'm trying to go for. And yeah, so we got the strut bar installed today, so we are again one step closer to getting on the drag strip, and I can finally get you guys some drag racing content. So stay tuned for the tuning video coming up next. So that'll do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Please be sure to comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.